My dear friends, have you ever wondered why, no matter how kind you are, no matter how gentle and sincere your heart is, some people still hurt you, misuse you, or simply walk away? Today, I want to share a truth that may feel uncomfortable, but it will set you free. Sometimes, no matter how nice you are, people will still not treat you the way you deserve. My dear friends, let me take a moment to share something so simple, yet so liberating. Not everyone in this world has the capacity to recognize goodness. And this is why sometimes, even when you are the most honest, kind-hearted, gentle soul in the room, someone may still doubt you, hurt you, or misunderstand your intentions. You see, people don't respond to you based on who you are. They respond to you based on the condition of their own heart. A person filled with fear will misinterpret your care as control. A person filled with insecurity will misinterpret your kindness as a weakness. A person who has been hurt deeply will automatically question anyone who shows them love. It's not you. It's what they carry inside. Let me give you an example. Imagine offering clean, pure water to someone who has only tasted bitterness their entire life. They might take a sip and still say, "Something feels wrong." Not because the water is bad, but because their tongue is trained to expect bitterness. In the same way, my friends, some people are so used to negativity that they cannot recognize sincerity even when it is standing right in front of them. So what do? We often make the mistake of trying harder. We explain more. We give more. We compromise more. We try to prove our sincerity again and again, hoping that this time, finally, they will see our heart clearly. But here's the truth. You cannot force someone to see value when they have trained their eyes only to look for flaws. Some people look at a beautiful sunrise and complain that it's too bright. Some people look at a blooming flower and focus only on the pollen. Some people hear your truth and still choose the version that hurts you. Why? Because appreciation requires clarity, and clarity requires emotional maturity. And emotional maturity, my dear friends, is not something everyone has. This is why you must stop measuring your worth based on someone else's misunderstanding of you. If a person cannot see the good in you, it does not mean the good doesn't exist. It simply means they do not have the capacity to see it yet. Think of it like this. If you hand a priceless diamond to a child, they may use it as a toy because they don't understand its value. The diamond's worth doesn't decrease. The child's understanding simply hasn't developed. You are that diamond. Your kindness, your patience, your purity, they are priceless qualities. But not everyone has grown enough emotionally to understand what they're holding. And that's okay. Do not change your nature. Do not become cold because someone else could not handle the warmth you offered. Do not become harsh because someone else responded harshly to your softness. Remember this, your goodness is a reflection of your character, not a reward for theirs. So, my dear friends, protect your heart, but never apologize for its kindness. Not everyone will recognize your goodness, but the right people will. And when they do, they will cherish you in a way you never imagined. My dear friends, sometimes the real issue is not your kindness at all. The real issue is where your kindness is going. You see, being a good person is never the problem. The world desperately needs more kindness, more compassion, more softness. But when your pure heart is placed in the wrong hands, it becomes a burden, not a blessing. Many people spend years thinking, maybe I am too nice, maybe I should become tougher, maybe people walk over me because something is wrong with me. But the truth is far simpler. You are not too nice. You are just nice to the wrong people. Thus, there are people in this world who don't know how to handle kindness because they have never practiced it themselves. When you show love, they get confused. When you show patience, they assume they can take advantage. When you show forgiveness, they think you'll tolerate anything. Not because you are weak, but because their mindset is built on using, not appreciating. It's like offering sunlight to someone who has lived their whole life in darkness. They don't understand its warmth. They don't value its presence. Some even become uncomfortable with it because they are too used to the cold. And then what happens? You start shrinking yourself. You start questioning your nature. You start thinking, maybe I should be less caring. Maybe I should stop helping. Maybe I should change who I am. But, my friends, changing yourself is not the solution. Us as changing your environment is, imagine planting a rose in dry, cracked soil. No matter how much water you give it, how much attention, how much sunlight, the soil simply cannot nourish it. But if you take the same rose and plant it in healthy soil, it blooms effortlessly. Your heart is that rose. Your kindness is that bloom. But the soil represents the people around you. Some nourish, some drain. Sometimes the people you choose to be kind to are not emotionally capable of receiving what you offer. They don't understand empathy. They don't value loyalty. They don't know the meaning of sincerity. And because they don't understand these qualities, they cannot recognize them, even when they are right in front of them. You may give them your time, your support, your love, your sacrifices, and they may still treat you as though it's nothing. And naturally, you start to feel tired. You start to feel empty. You start to feel like your kindness is the problem. But listen carefully, kindness never drains you, as wrong people do. As with the right people, kindness feels light, it feels appreciated, it feels meaningful. With the wrong people, kindness feels heavy, unseen, misused. There are two types of people in life: people who see your effort, and people who pretend they don't. People who appreciate the smallest gesture, and people who ignore the biggest sacrifices. People who value your presence, and people who only value your usefulness. So the solution is not to stop being kind. The solution is to be kind more wisely. You must learn to give your kindness to those who respect it, not those who exploit it. You must learn to offer your heart to those who protect it, not those who break it. You must learn to help those who value your presence, not those who disappear the moment their needs are fulfilled. My dear friends, being nice is not your weakness. It becomes a weakness only when you keep offering it to people who do not value it. You are not here to be drained. You are here to be appreciated. You are here to be understood. You are here to be respected. So choose wisely. Give your kindness to those who see the beauty in it. Because the right people will not only appreciate your heart, they will protect it more than you ever protected theirs. My dear friends, so many of us confuse this as being nice with as being available for everything and everyone. We think kindness means saying yes every time someone asks. We think goodness means tolerating what hurts us. We think compassion means letting people cross lines that should have never been crossed. But let me tell you something softly, gently yet firmly. As kindness without boundaries is not kindness, it is self-neglect. There is a difference between having a good heart and allowing others to treat that heart carelessly. There is a difference between helping someone and letting them drain you. There is a difference between being humble and becoming a doormat. Many people have been taught from childhood, be nice. Don't upset anyone. Don't say no. And because of this, they grow up believing that boundaries are rude, selfish, or unkind. But the truth is, boundaries are not walls that keep people out. Boundaries are doors that decide who gets respectful access to your life. When you don't have boundaries, people don't think, "Afro, what a kind person." There's no, they slowly start thinking, "This person will never say no." Your giving is no longer appreciated, it becomes expected. Your sacrifices are not honored, they are demanded. Your time is not valued, it is consumed. You start losing yourself while trying to keep others comfortable. And the painful part is, the more you do, the more people take. Because human nature is simple, Isaras, if you don't set limits, others will set them for you. And usually in ways that benefit them, not you. Sometimes, the most powerful act of kindness you can show is to protect your own peace. To say no gently when your heart is tired. To walk away from disrespect, even if your nature is forgiving. To choose silence when someone tries to pull you into drama that harms your mental space. Boundaries are not built from anger. They are built from clarity. Clarity about who you are. Clarity about what you can give. Clarity about what you deserve. Let me share something important. When you respect your own boundaries, the right people will stay and the wrong people will leave. The ones who used you will become upset. The ones who valued you will become closer. Your circle becomes smaller, but healthier. Your heart becomes lighter, but stronger. Imagine this: if you had a beautiful garden full of flowers you nurtured with love, would you allow every passerby to pluck them? Would you let people walk over them just because you are polite? Of course not. You would place a fence not to hide the beauty, but to protect it. Your heart is that garden. Your boundaries are that fence. And please remember, having boundaries doesn't make you selfish. It makes you responsible. Responsible for your energy. Responsible for your emotional health. Responsible for your peace. People sometimes say, "But if I set boundaries, they will think I am rude." But my dear friends, it is better to disappoint others with a healthy no than to disappoint yourself with an unhealthy yes. When you start setting boundaries, you will notice something powerful. You will stop attracting people who use you and start attracting people who respect you. You will stop feeling exhausted and start feeling balanced. You will stop believing you are too nice and start realizing you were simply too available to the wrong people. Boundaries don't limit your kindness. They protect it. They ensure your kindness reaches the people who truly value it. They make your relationships healthier, your choices wiser, and your heart happier. So, my dear friends, don't be afraid to draw the lines that keep your soul safe. Your boundary is not a rejection of others. It is a celebration of your own worth. My dear friends, there comes a moment in life when you realize that not every battle deserves your words. Not every misunderstanding deserves your explanation, and not every disrespect deserves your presence. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can offer is not your voice, but your silence. We grow up believing that if we explain enough, if we talk enough, if we express every emotion clearly, people will finally understand us. We believe that if we keep arguing, defending, convincing, clarifying, the truth will become visible. But sadly, life doesn't work like that. Some people don't listen to understand. They listen to reply. Some people don't want clarity. They want control. Some people don't want peace. They want to win. You may speak with full honesty, with full sincerity, with full purity, and they will still twist your words reinterpret your intentions, or respond with anger, not because your truth is wrong, but because their ego is louder than your explanation. This is why silence is not weakness. Silence is emotional intelligence. Silence is maturity. Silence is inner strength. When you stop arguing, when you stop responding to negativity, when you stop feeding someone's ego with your attention, you are not giving up. You are rising above. You are stepping out of a conversation that no longer has space for truth. Let me share something important. As arguments fueled by ego do not end with clarity, they end with deeper wounds. You may win the argument, but lose your peace. You may prove your point, but drain your energy. You may get the last word, but feel empty inside. Sometimes peace is more important than being right. Imagine someone throwing stones at a calm lake. The water ripples for a few seconds, but eventually it returns to stillness. Silence is that stillness. It is your inner space where you don't allow anyone to disturb your calm unless they come with respect. When you choose silence, you are choosing not to participate in chaos. You are choosing not to lose your dignity. You are choosing not to match the frequency of someone who is speaking from their wounds. And what many people don't realize is that silence speaks louder than words ever can. When you walk away without arguing, your silence says, "Move. I will no longer allow you to pull me into a fight that harms my peace." When you choose not to respond to disrespect, your silence says, "My self-respect is more important than your opinion." When you allow someone's misunderstanding to stay uncorrected, your silence says, I don't need your validation to know who I am." Silence becomes your shield. Silence becomes your boundary. Silence becomes your statement that you refuse to be dragged into negativity. Some people only understand silence. When they lose access to your reactions, they lose control. When they lose control, they face their own behavior. And that is something many people avoid. Your silence is powerful because it forces others to reflect. It removes the fuel from the fire. It takes away the satisfaction of conflict. It shows your strength without you having to raise your voice. Remember this, my dear friends, silence is not the absence of power. Silence is power. It is the moment you choose yourself. It is the moment you protect your peace. It is the moment you say, without saying anything, "My energy is too precious to waste on anything that does not serve my growth." So the next time someone tries to engage you in pointless arguments, the next time someone provokes you just to get a reaction, the next time someone misunderstands you and refuses to listen, be the smiler and be silent. Because silence is not losing. Silence is winning in a different way. Winning yourself, winning your peace, winning your mental clarity. And sometimes, my dear friends, walking away quietly is the loudest message you will ever send. My dear friends, have you ever noticed that the people with the softest hearts, the kindest souls, the gentlest intentions, are often the ones life tests the most? It almost feels unfair. You do good, yet you face challenges. You help others, yet you are misunderstood. You show love, yet you are taken for granted. And you wonder, why me? Why does life test me more when all I want is to spread goodness? But let me tell you something comforting, powerful, and deeply true. Yusrua's life tests those who carry pure hearts, not to break them, but to shape them. Not to punish them, but to prepare them. Yes, you see, my dear friends, gold is not purified by gentle breezes. It is purified by fire. Diamonds are not formed in comfort. They are created under pressure. And strong souls are not developed through easy days. They are formed through difficult moments. Life gives its hardest lessons to those who have the potential to shine the brightest. Why? Because pure hearts are leaders. Pure hearts carry influence. Pure hearts inspire others. And before life allows you to carry that responsibility, it strengthens you through experience. When your heart is soft, you feel everything deeply: love, hurt, joy, betrayal. And sometimes the pain feels heavier simply because you are built to care. But caring is not a weakness, it is a strength many people have lost. Think about this. If you have a sensitive heart, life will teach you resilience. If you have a giving heart, life will teach you boundaries. If you have a forgiving heart, life will teach you discernment. If you have a loyal heart, life will teach you who truly deserves you. Life is not trying to destroy your softness. It is trying to strengthen your softness so it doesn't get crushed by the world. You are being tested because your heart has a capacity others don't. While others shut down easily, you keep trying. While others give up quickly, you keep believing. While others become bitter, you stay compassionate. And that ability, that resilience, that purity needs polishing, needs refining, needs sharpening. Imagine a beautiful sword. It looks powerful, but before it can be used, it must be hammered, heated, shaped, and sharpened. Not to hurt it, but to make it stronger. Your heart is going through the same process. Life tests kind people more because kind people are capable of handling those tests even when they don't feel like it. Harsh experiences deepen your wisdom. Painful relationships open your eyes. Lonely nights build your independence. Disappointments teach you self-respect. Rejection teaches you redirection. And every single thing you've been through is quietly shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more emotionally evolved than ever before. Some people go through life bitter. Some go through life numb. But you are going through life awakened. Your struggles are teaching you compassion for others. Your heartbreaks are teaching you how to love without losing yourself. Your disappointments are teaching you how to stand tall even when life knocks you down. Life tests kind people because they are capable of growing from pain, not shrinking because of it. Let me tell you a truth that may surprise you. The fact that you feel deeply, the fact that life has challenged you again and again, means life sees strength in you that you sometimes cannot see in yourself. Life is preparing you for bigger responsibilities. Life is preparing you for deeper relationships. Life is preparing you for greater opportunities. Life is preparing you for a future where your kindness will not be misused. It will be celebrated. One day, my dear friends, you will look back and say, I understand now. The pain made me wiser. The struggle made me stronger. The tests helped me grow into the person I was meant to become. So do not curse the tests. Do not question your goodness. Do not lose faith in your nature. Because the reality is this: life tests the kind-hearted more because they are the ones strong enough to rise higher than the test itself. And when you rise, you